Going on to all my Taurus, so let's get into it. This is my new tripod that I'm doing this from. So far, so good. Yeah, so let's get into it. All right, so for you Taurus, you have the hold on a second. Let me just check to see. Okay, just making sure everything was locked in correctly. So for you Taurus, you have the Chariot, the Ten of Cups, Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Judgment, Five of Wands, Eight of Swords, the Star, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So, all right. So, the Chariot, the Ten of Cups, the Four of Cups. You, Taurus, was carrying around some form of, say what it is. The Chariot, the Ten of Cups, the Four of Cups. You, Taurus, was carrying around a certain amount of disdain or desire, right? A disgust for how it is that you've gotten treated as you're trying to date recently, right? I want to say within the past couple of months. And just how it is that, you know, if you've been over here, you've been paying attention, just how many people really play games, you know, and people really can't get to the mandatory. They can't get to the point and the essence of what it is that they're trying to say. So they essentially play all these games, and what it ends up boiling down to is a complete waste of time. Waste of your time, a waste of their own time. Because the Ten of Cups, the Four of Cups, when you're trying to get to know people, I told y'all I'm getting better. So when y'all trying to get to know people, they end up wasting your time. It ends up being a complete waste of time because, right, Four of Cups, you're doing a lot of the work and they want it to be just like that. But then they make up any kind of an excuse to not be serious about something that they really know from common sense. I mean, come on. They really know, you know, this is not their first rodeo. They know that you, Taurus, wanted to be in a relationship with them and get to know them. They know that. But the thing is that you get a lot of people, like I said, when you play games, who unfortunately will try to take advantage of that. So because they try to take advantage of that, right, they try to create essentially any kind of loophole to be able to get out of the fact that, yeah, you were trying to get to know them. You were trying to interact with them. You were trying to really, you know, potentially be in a relationship with them if you could be. And, right, Four of Cups, this is you trying to put in some form of an effort, right? And the Page of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, right? Page of Pentacles and the Hanged Man represent. So as a result, okay, you know that, well, the Hanged Man is about scapegoating on one level, right? A person being upset at you, because the Hanged Man represents passive action, right? It does represent Pisces, but Mercury is also included into it too, because it represents passive action, which means, because a lot of people are going to be like, what do you mean when you say passive action? Meaning that it has something to do with the type of disrespect that a lot of you Taurus will get. And a lot of you Taurus now understand that you're not going to take disrespect. You shouldn't take disrespect. Because when you try to get to know people, if you Taurus are putting in the effort yourselves, because not everybody's going to put in any kind of effort, no matter if they want somebody or not. But if you Taurus have really been putting in the effort, right? Those people are just taking and taking and taking and taking what it is that you're willing to give out. But as far as them actually giving out anything back to you that has substance, they won't really do that. So you know what that does? So now they will essentially take whatever it is that you're willing to give out, and they never consider you or your feelings or your livelihood at all. They'll never take you into consideration. So what does this mean? Right? The Page of Pentacles, you know that that's not what a relationship is supposed to be like. A relationship is supposed to be reciprocal. Excuse me. It depends on what type of relationship you're talking about. A healthy relationship, that is supposed to be reciprocal. So under the conditions that the relationship is healthy, then both parties end up giving and taking. So, and they give way more than they ever actually demand back. And that's the secret. When you are a person that really provides, solves a problem, produces, earn your keep, becomes a productive member of society, what you will produce will be way and should be way more than what you'll ever actually get back. This is the reason why it is that for the people who really are good people, they get treated like trash. Oh yeah, we going there today. This is why when it comes to good people who actually provide and produce value into people's lives, they actually get treated like trash. And talking about value, if you like this reading, found value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called the link tree. Click on it, okay? And it should be the pinned comment, okay? Click on the link tree link. It'll redirect you to a website in which it has all the ways in which you can financially support me as well. Or just support me in general from my Instagram page, right? Go over to Instagram, give me a follow. Really appreciate it. The books that I have that are on Amazon, okay? My clothing store, as well as my private tarot readings. If you need any kind of help, right? Because it'll say private tarot readings, click on it. It'll be my website. And it'll be how much I charge, for how long, the services that I'm providing. Okay, scroll down a little bit. It'll say buy now, which will redirect you. Click on it. It'll redirect you to my PayPal outlet in which you can pay me. Okay, whichever service that you want. Okay, right, in that total amount. And or you can pay me through Cashapp, right? I do have Apple Pay as well. If you need help paying me through any of these services, then you can feel free to contact me at Kareemspiritworks, yahoo.com. Thanks. But with that being said, like I was talking about, this is the reason why why people who provide real substance and real value, they get treated like trash or they often get treated like trash. Not everybody treats them like trash, but they often get treated like trash. Because the people who get so mad at them are people who really, the people who acting as if they so mad at the people who provide something, those people really know that at the end of the day, if they can't really pay you back, because if they tried to pay you back, what they would owe you is so much. They would have to essentially give you everything, the shirt off their back too, included. So this is part of the reason why you have to really get it through your mind at a moderately young age, that if you're going to be a productive member of society, you have to be okay to a certain extent with producing way more than you'll ever actually get back. This is the reason why it is that you could solve a whole lot of people's problems, right? 2,000 people's problems in my case, right? This is New York. But this is the reason why you can solve 5,200 people's problems, right? Essentially, right? 5,200 people's problems, and only a certain percentage of people show up, right, to actually come get private readings, because I can't get upset, right? Because I get it wrapped, I got it wrapped around my head like a Nike headband. Shout outs to Roddy Rich. But uh, that at the end of the day, what I'm providing to help solve people's problems, okay, to teach, right? Just in case if people want to learn and they could use this, okay, a lot of people still going to be mad. They're not going to want to hear it. Their ego is going to get in the way. Their ego is going to inflate their sense of self-worth. So the Judgment and the Five of Wands represents, because the reason why I'm saying that, because a lot of y'all may be thinking about take what it is I'm saying and apply it to you, right? When you interact with people, they're treating you roughly because if you are putting in work, they can't have you putting in work because they'll owe you too much. This is the transaction. This is how their mentality is. Even though you're not running up a bill on these people, they're thinking transactionally, even though you're not running up a bill, even though you're not thinking transactional. So their mentality is they are going to owe you too much because that's how delusional and dumb these people are. So you can't get caught up in that ideology, of being like, oh, you know, what this person owes and why this person do this. You understand? So the Judgment and the Five of Wands now represents the disagreements that the two of you have. The disagreement, and when I say the two of you, I mean generally you, Taurus, and the people that you are interacting with. Again, you're starting to see through the illusion of the game about how a lot of people, they be out here playing games, how a lot of people don't have decency, how a lot of people don't have common sense. And as a result of this, right, they're not as fly or in a position to really give back without sweating about it too much. They're really fronting like they're rich and fronting like they have something and fronting to be something that they are not, right? They're not directly saying that that's what they are. Sometimes they do, but for the most part, they're acting like everything is okay and they need nobody and they got it and everything is figured out, right? That's why I say that it's acting, because they're not actually lying. They're not just coming out and saying that this is what their situation is, because then that would be a blatant lie, right? A bold-faced lie if you caught them in something differently, right? So the Judgment in the Five of Wands represents for you to do yourself a favor and to cut these people off who you know good and well would ultimately give you a difficult time to be with them. The Eight of I was about to say the Five of Swords. The Eight of Swords and the Star is about how, so you, Taurus, are not with them because they didn't even make it past the friendship stage or getting to know you. Because when you meet somebody, right, and y'all are acquaintances, y'all are essentially in the friendship stage, and y'all are supposed to build the friendship stage up and get to know each other to make a decision whether you want to continue on this relationship and then move into the next, move this relationship along and start introducing physical intimacy into it. This is why delusional people always start sweating about the physical intimacy. Because if you want to be in a relationship, you got to be intimate with your partner, right? And let me go ahead and address this too. The reason why it is that I talk about physical intimacy, and if people want to continue to act like they don't hear this, then you put yourself out there on Front Street. So the answer better be, I understand what it is that you're saying. Try to debate that, you're showing your hand. Because now you've been outed. So let me talk straight. The reason why it is that I talk about physical intimacy, and I'm writing this in my book too, is because physical intimacy, getting busy with somebody, is one of the things that separates just friendship from being in an actual romantic relationship with somebody. So in other words, would you kiss your parent the same way that you would kiss your significant other? No, you wouldn't. You would kiss your parent on the cheek. I kiss my mom on the cheek, the face, the cheek, something like this. But would I kiss my mom on the lips? No. That's something that is reserved for the person whom I'm getting to know. You understand what I'm saying? Romantically. And that me and the person actually have history. That's the person I would kiss on the lips. So same thing with my sister. I wouldn't, and that's what I'm trying to say. So many people like to weasel and wiggle their way out of not trying to be intimate, but you don't seem to understand that if you haven't crossed that threshold yet of intimacy, that person is your friend. So that's why even in the movie, and see, to show you that I'm not lying, that's why even in old time, I ain't gonna say old time, but movies that been out, they're talking about this. Like the movie Booty Call, at the beginning, Vivica A. Fox was talking about 7 weeks. Why is it that, you haven't been with this person and you ain't get intimate with this person in 7 weeks or at all? And you've known them the whole 7 weeks and you've never even so much as gotten intimate with this person, because everybody already knows a month is more than enough time for you to have a basic understanding of somebody. If you want to continue to play like after a month, 30 days, right? Well, we're in February, so 28 to 31 days, you haven't gotten at least a basic understanding from somebody, that means that you're doing it incorrectly, because you are not getting to know the person as much as you should, or you wasting their time. Period. Regardless of whoever is doing it, Taurus. So why I'm saying that in the first place is all these people who want to get so offended after a month, that's a dub. All these people who want to get Taurus, get offended after a month, who get so bent out of shape, that's a dub, because how long should you wait? See, these people trying to play games and they don't seem to understand that I know what I'm talking about. All these games that people want to play, that's a lot of people's problem. And then they wonder why they're unsuccessful when it comes to these relationships, because so many people don't really want to actually put in the time and the effort to be in relationships. They so goofy, they just want relationships to effortlessly appear out of thin air and put in no work, and they get confused when things don't work out their way. So the thing is that, to clarify the Star and the Six of Pentacles, this is about how, so a lot of you Taurus want a different class of person that you can interact with, some better person. And as long as you Taurus are willing to put in the work, willing to put in the effort in order to do that, that's what makes it good. Because as long as you're willing to put in the effort and do it, then that means that you're one step closer towards getting that person that you want. Because one of the things that make a lot of people end up missing out on very good opportunities and not being taken seriously, Taurus, is the idea that a lot of people talk too much. And what I mean when I say they talk too much is they talk too much stuff about how they would do it given a particular situation, but they don't ever actually get around to actually putting in the work that they talk so much that they are willing to do, or act like they're willing to do. Because they don't ever actually say that they're willing to do this. They juxtapose it. They kind of non-linearly juxtapose it. Oh, if I'm in a relationship with somebody that paid this, I would hypothetically pay this. And it's like, oh, whoever, whoever approaches the other person should pay for the date. Yeah, but how many times have you done the approaching? Never. So what game, again, these games, at some point, everybody is going to have to stop playing these games with themselves. They don't have a choice. At some point, everyone is. Because it gets to a point where it's like, okay, let's clarify, and I'm giving y'all some real stuff right here. Let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. Because it gets to a point, even within your own self, where you sitting at home or your residence, wherever it is that you live in, and you ultimately, even if you want to act like you so well off and you good to, whatever, it's at a point, Taurus, where everyone, and I'm not saying just y'all, I'm saying everyone, will have to sit down and ask themselves, what am I really willing to do? And I'm playing all these games. Are these games actually really get me to where it is that I say that I want to be? Or am I just in the game? Now, a lot of people, and those are your two choices. The two choices is continue to play this game and look dumb, or stop playing the game and get real, right? And really just go for what it is that you're looking for. Most people are like, nah, I'd rather continue to play the games and continue to be dumb, not getting anything that they really want, right? But would be willing to lie and or act like they getting what they want. So to clarify the Six of Pentacles, we have the King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and last but not least, the Five of Swords. So this is a situation where, to clarify this is about how, yes, some of you Taurus will get real with yourselves, okay, and will just go after what you want. Now, a lot of you Taurus have been doing that, but you haven't been. Some of you may not have necessarily been finding success with this. Well, again, you get. How do I say this? You need to get more, you need to get better at knowing when somebody is trying to waste your time. That way, you can get more ruthless with your time, so you spend less time interacting with somebody who will waste your time. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. As of right now, we have 5,183 subscribers. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos.